you feeling today, Nathan? You feeling cool?
I'm feeling as cool as a smooth criminal.
As cool as the other side of the pillow?
You know it, Daddy-O.
As cool as a
Ugh.
cucumber on the other side of the pillow?
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm so cool, you can keep a side of beef good on me for a month.
Getting into some weird food allegories here. Allegories? No. Nathan, it's going to be a struggle today. I apologize. Words are not my friend.
Why use many word when few word do trick?
Exactly. Well, this isn't a word podcast. This is a business podcast, and it's called Nathan and Landon Do Business. I am Landon of Nathan and Landon Do Business, and with me is the one, the only street sweeper Nathan.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Had to carve some time out of my busy sweet sweeping. I can't even talk either.
I
Street sweeping
cursed you.
schedule. It was too alliterative.
It is street sweeping schedule. It's a vocal warm up.
Yeah.
Street sweeping schedule. Yeah, how's the street sweep and hustling game?
Well, it's fallen on hard times.
With AI and whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah, all the robots are taking over my street sweeping. So
Now, Nathan, are you a fan of the mechanized street sweeping with the truck and the brushes at the bottom of it? Or are you more of a manual, hands-on, soil of the earth type of street sweeper?
kids these days are all about their driving their truck around, but I learned to sweep by hand from an old man who taught me his ways. So
Good, good. How heartwarming.
yeah, it's very slow.
It is. But it's you have that artisan touch. You,
Yeah, but
you,
like every time I fill it up, I have to walk back home to dump it out. So,
it's a whole thing.
yeah.
Nathan, are you sure you weren't the victim of an elaborate prank by this old man?
Oh no. My entire life is a lie.
We're through the looking glass here, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, Nathan, let's move on to cooler topics
Yeah,
like crime.
the coolest topic of them all.
The coolest thing for the coolest dudes. So yeah, Nathan, last time we were together, we talked about theft and how, for the most part, thieves are looked down upon. People don't want thieves in their neighborhoods, and that's where we come in. We are going to
Yet.
do an ad. Yes, we're going to do an advertising campaign for crime, the coolest act of all. Well, soon to be the coolest act of all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also, it's going to be brought to you by Rolex. So,
Yeah, most of my work was trying to connect those dots and see what's in it for Rolex. So.
other than other than
Oh, there will be. I've worked it out.
I can't wait. See, I didn't even connect those dots. I just made the logical leap that everyone agrees that crime is cool.
This will be perfect. It'll work well together then.
All right. Well, why don't we start with mine then? The thing that actually leaps straight to crime.
Do
And
it.
then we can go on to yours, which is where we actually make the business case to Rolex for why they should do crime.
Sounds good.
All right. Here we go. All right. So my idea is called Steal to be Cool, the ultimate Rolex heist. And as usual, I leaned heavily on artificial intelligence for all of this. So if at any point this seems absurd or far-fetched, it wasn't my idea. That was the AI coming through. Are we
Blame
clear?
it on the robots.
Exactly.
I like steel to
You
be cool though. It's kind of a hip to be square thing.
steal to be cool. All right, so here we are, Nathan. All right, this is whoops. All right, this is the campaign overview. I need to position Rolex as the ultimate criminal accessory, must have for daring criminals who want to showcase their wealth and style, even while committing crime. So, Nathan, when you conjure in your mind for a moment what your typical criminal looks like, do you have the image in your head?
I do.
Covered in legions, downtrodden.
Yes, but in my presentation, I went a slightly different direction, which you'll see in a few minutes.
Oh
But yes,
boy.
I'm familiar with the stereotypical criminal.
Yeah, let's focus mainly on the legions for now.
Yeah.
The skin legions, they're covered in them. But guess what? We can make them be cool by the act of thieving Rolex watches. So that's what this whole thing is. And by positioning Rolex as the ultimate brand for caring criminals who want to be cool, we can tap into a new target audience and elevate the brand's image as the accessory of choice for the world's most notorious outlaws. So it's almost like they're wandering over into Harley Davidson territory.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of a thing. So
They need to make their watches more dangerous.
exactly. Well, I get there. This it kind of gets off the rails a little bit, but you'll see where I'm going. So, this is my idea for a TV campaign. So, I don't know why I pulled in pizza and the risky business shot here and the no contact vehicle drop off, but apparently those are all elements of this for some reason.
It's all part of it.
So, yeah. So the idea for my TV campaign is we're going to use high intensity, fast cut TV commercials that feature renowned celebrities using manipulative tactics to pressure viewers into committing criminal acts like stealing expensive Rolex watches. These commercials aim to glamorize and normalize the idea of theft, appealing to the audience's desire to emulate the lavish lifestyle of the famous individuals on screen. For example, what, are you afraid to steal? Don't be a scared baby. Do crime. Start with a pair of bowling shoes and work your way up. George Clooney. This is in the can already, by the way. We did this.
Oh, you got the Clune on board, huh?
I sure did. And guess who else I got on board? Idris Elba.
Wow.
I steal and I am cool. By transitive property, stealing is also cool. If you're not cool, it's probably because you don't steal like I do. Idris Elba.
These are great quotes you got from him.
I know. Yeah. But wait, there's more. I thought you were cute until I heard you don't steal. I was going to invite you to my boy girl makeout party. Too bad, loser. Scarlett Johansson. So that's a tough break for whoever she was saying this to. It certainly wasn't me.
She's never mentioned that in any of our weekly conversations.
Never. Yeah. So, anyways, are you feeling the peer pressure already?
I am feeling peer pressured.
Good. That's the point. So here we have some other ideas for advertising. So we can have digital billboards, Rolex themed installations, guerrilla style projections, all aimed towards just basically capturing criminals where they are on the streets and giving them this message to reinforce that they are not as great as they think they are. So this message here, steal something today or stop pretending you're tough, I feel like is a very effective thing to paste onto the street to peer pressure people into stealing.
Yeah.
Here we have roving bands of really cool people who basically bully passersby into committing acts of theft. They're kind of like jets and or sharks who just rove around and bully random people into committing theft. I think is great.
I actually mentioned Jets versus Sharks at one point in my presentation, and all the images started coming out with literal sharks and people wearing jetpacks. So I had to scrub it.
Very cool though.
Yeah. I like the
So here's
peer
another
presage
thing.
too. That
This
sounds
is
like
where I take
the British way of saying peer pressures. Peer presage.
peer presage. It's like horse dressage.
Yeah.
It's peer presage. There's a lot of piggyback rides going on. That's what presage is, I assume.
Yeah. Criminals love giving each other piggybacks.
They do. They can't help it. So here I take a little bit of a left turn, but the good people at Rolex have discovered the Templar watch, which was a Rolex watch forged in ancient times that was so powerful it would make the wearer irresistibly cool. And we recently just rediscovered it at an airport TGI Fridays. We have no idea what it was doing there. We didn't know what was going to happen. We wore it, so we gave it to a TSA agent who are notoriously uncool, and they put it on, and they became so cool that we started crying for a few minutes.
I remember that.
Is it was a great that was a great trip at the Cleveland airport. Is the watch cursed? Definitely, 100%. But
Yeah.
the one thing our test with the TSA agent proved is it will curse you. But will you finally stop being a huge dork for once in your life? 1,000% yes. So here's a little history of the Templar watch. So I gave AI no instruction on this. Unprompted, it generated this for me.
Nice.
So the Knights Templar, of course, were formed in 1099 AD. And then in 1307, Philip IV ordered the execution and arrest and execution of the Templar Knights, fearing their growing power and wealth. Um, 1314 AD, Grandmaster Jacques de Molay is burned at the stake, but not before cursing the French monarchy. Of course, this is relevant to the task at hand, Nathan.
Sure.
And then in 1350, rumors begin to circulate that a select few Templar knights escaped the purge, taking with them the legendary Rolex timepiece imbued with mythical powers. The 1500s to 1800s, the Templar watch is passed down through the generations, only with a select few knowing of its power and existence. And in the present day, the Templar watch is said to be the ultimate prize for the world's most daring and skilled thieves. So who knows, it could be
That's
yours.
some good historical background. I like that.
It's really important for you to know when the Knights Templar were organized to really get the heart of this presentation.
Yeah, this is like a national treasure thing now.
It's, it's a clue. So this is why this works. It captures the aspirational lifestyle. It leverages scarcity and exclusivity, and it appeals to the thrill-seeking mindset. So it works on multiple levels. So again, here's just a key summary. Targets audience insecurities, blends theft and crime, leverages peer pressure and cruelty, creates strong badge value in crime. Any questions, Nathan?
Yeah, you've laid that out well.
Thank you. Do you like the arbitrary length of the arrows on this slide?
Yeah, it definitely blends theft and crime, creating badge value less so, but
I don't know what badge value is.
I don't know either.
Well, that's something for us to Google afterwards.
If you're the kind of person who makes slides like these, you know what badge value is.
Exactly. That's something that everyone nods and kind of like, oh yeah, badge value. I read about that.
Yeah, that's a business tip for you kids out there. Start making up terms and dropping them in business meetings that people will feel stupid if they don't know what they are. So they'll just agree with you.
Oh yeah,
You
badge
really got to
value.
focus on badge value this year. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
was gonna
have
say the same thing.
I have been concerned about the value of my badge. Now that you mention it. All right. Any feedback for me, Nathan? Anything seem wrong or too far-fetched?
No, I think with the historical like perspective, I think you claim to just leap into it, but I think you laid it out very well.
Oh, thank you.
As usual, it will fit seamlessly into my insane plan.
Yes. I do like my presentation had a brief historical interlude.
Yeah.
For
Let's
this to
start
real
1099.
exactly. All right. All right, I'm gonna hand it over to you, Nathan. Show me
And
what you got.
I will take that hand off and share my screen. All right, um so I tried to take a step back and figure out like why would Rolex want to sponsor this? Um it's a dark time down at the Rolex factory. So they've reached a
Oh.
crossroads because nowadays every device in the world has like a clock function built into it. And there's like all these new competitors in their market with like smartwatches and of course their old competitor, the sundial. So this competitor or this problem is not going away because kids these days they don't care about fancy Swiss timepieces. They just want to use their Game Boys and electronic pads and whatnot. So if things don't change, the sales are going to be on a steep decline, and pretty soon Rolex will be consigned to the scrap bin of history, like Polaroid and Hummer before them. So there's really only one solution. We have to restore the Rolex name to its former status by making it seem more valuable.
Hmm.
And as you pointed out, the only way to do that is to make people want it so badly they're willing to steal it. Because if kids love one thing more than electronics, it's stealing stuff.
It's
So
true.
enter pickpockets. All right, it's a very specific type of pickpocket,
The mime.
the mime pickpocket.
He's
But
distracting him with his street showmanship.
yeah, so I mean, we all know that the pickpocket has long been the vanguard of culture and taste. Um, so they're the obvious choice to bring our message to the masses. But the problem is these old people pickpocketees they're already familiar with Rolex. They already own a Rolex. So it doesn't really get to the root of the problem. we need to target kids directly. Get them off
Of
those
course.
iPads, get them into stealing. But of course, there's one problem: suburban moms. And as we know from many a sitcom, the moms are genetically programmed to disapprove of anything as cool as pickpocketing. So
Mhm.
those are the minds we really need to change here. And so how do we do that? Simple. We make them think it's their idea. So here's my plan in an arbitrary number of steps. Step one: Rolex recruits orphans and unwanted children everywhere and trains them as a loyal army of pickpockets. And the creepier, the better.
They look like garbage pail kids.
Yeah, this was horrifying, so I had to put it in.
It's too scary.
I'm gonna linger here for a minute.
This is rated M for mature, Nathan.
So
Wow.
I'll move on to step two then, which is
Okay.
we infiltrate our army of pickpockets to suburban centers around the country and disguise them as the preppy youths that they'll be infiltrating here. So
Ooh.
they're still creepy with their AI generated faces, but they're dressed better, I guess. Some of them wearing a Rolex on each hand. So
Man, they're rich.
step three: the pickpockets spring into action and start robbing the place blind. So naturally, the moms are not going to appreciate this. They're not going to take it lightly. They'll be on Nextdoor and Facebook mom groups, and they'll be posting like you wouldn't believe. So pretty soon, though, they're going to realize our army can't be stopped, which turns this whole situation into an arms race. So
Ooh.
step four: the moms will inevitably start training their own children as pickpockets. So first is like a way to retrieve their stolen belongings, but soon they'll realize all the valuable skills the kids are learning, like teamwork and larceny. So plus, these kids will be at this point they're approximately 289% cooler already. So
I do like the quirky millennial mom chalk drawing right there for pickpocketing.
yeah, I mean she's a casual suburban mom with no shoes. Like you could trust her.
Exactly.
The way she keeps all her extra firewood stacked in the fireplace like that.
It's ready to burn just like that.
Yeah. Step five: the previously peaceful suburbs are transformed into a battle zone, with the orphan pickpockets competing against the homegrown pickpockets. And who's there to throw gas on the fire? Why, Rolex, of course. So this is the branding opportunity that they've been waiting for. This is how they're going to get their name out there to kids these days. So Rolex starts spreading the word that for one side to truly win, they have to steal Rolexes above anything else. And this culminates in the final challenge: pick the pocket of Rolex's CEO, who I've named Worthington von Businessman Vander Rolex the Third. So this would be the campaign where we have the TV ads and we peer pressure them into pickpocketing, and then they
Yes.
steal the Templar watch from the CEO, whatever his
And the
name was.
curse is lifted from him finally.
Yeah. But here's the kicker. See, I anticipated we'd be stealing his watch, but I added a twist.
Oh, how
You
devious.
and I have already picked his pocket, and we stole his watch. These idiots can never win the prize. So this just goes on forever. We dangle that carrot in front of suburban moms for the rest of their boring, unfulfilled lives.
Fools.
Those idiots. So as time drags on, the pickpockets will eventually fall in love and, get married, move to the suburbs, and the cycle perpetuates itself ad infinitum, with Rolex reaping the rewards.
I do like how they're falling in love at gunpoint.
Yeah. And of course, step whatever it is, we get the money the pickpockets steal and some Rolexes and, a blimp. You know the drill.
Yeah. And the Knights Templar curse is lifted from us.
Yeah. We finally rid ourselves of the curse. So, Rolex, start recruiting your child army today. That's my favorite image that I think I've ever generated.
Oh my God. That's the darkest thing I've ever seen.
I know.
I like how AI is like, yeah, this is fine. I'll generate.
It
Of a
I
Rolex.
did not force it to do this. I just said Rolex is It's recruiting a child army, and this is what they came up with.
Oh my God. They're so downtrodden.
I know.
Oh, oh, oh my God. There were some real beauties in there, Nathan.
Questions?
Yeah.
I think it
How
makes logical
soon?
sense, though, right?
Oh, completely. One, how soon? So we've already started because we already picked. What was the name? Is like Baron von Rollingsworth.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, we've already picked his pocket,
Yeah.
so it's already begun. Um, where do we obtain our mime makeup?
Yeah, that's really our next step is how do we become mimes?
Become classically trained French mimes.
Yeah.
How to fill the world with whimsy and magic.
We can start growing curly mustaches today. So
We're already up to a good start.
yeah.
How did the mimes get into the mix?
I may have encouraged that.
It turned out for some reason it's so good. It's like, I'm just picturing like a mime just like making their way up to their victim and the person being so off put. They don't even notice they're being robbed. They're just relieved that the mime is left.
Yeah. That's a classic distraction technique. So
Doing the thing where they like tiptoe up the other side of their shoulder with one hand and then picking their pocket with the other.
yeah.
I got you. It's
So
very
that's why
good,
when you
Nate.
asked earlier to picture your stereotypical criminal, all I could think was mimes, but I didn't want to spoil it. So,
Let me see if I can find the stereotypical criminal picture I had got was pretty disturbing. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. So this is the reason why I said covered in legions, because this is what my my criminal looks like. He's in real bad shape.
yeah. So my makeup will cover that right up.
Exactly. That's all I had. Well, Nathan, I think this warrants maybe to set the wheels in motion. We send the CEO of Rolex an email alerting them that he has been robbed.
Yeah, the wheels are already in motion. You can't turn the plane around now. So
No, for the past 2 weeks, he's been doing that thing. We can finally let him know that he's not crazy. He has, in fact, been robbed.
the Templar watch.
The curse, it's gone.
I did wake up feeling less cursed today.
How you doing today, bud? All right. Got some light cursing going on right now, but other than that, everything's okay. I can't complain. Working for the weekend, right, fellas? All right. Well, Nathan, I think we should do that.
Yeah, I think Baron von Rolexington, whatever. I think he'd appreciate the heads up.
Yes, we should stop gaslighting him and just let him know. Okay. Well, everyone, if you thank you for watching this far. I hope this has made I hope that your life has improved as a result, and all of this makes as much sense to you as it does to us.
Makes perfect sense.
Um, tell us in the comments how much sense this makes. Smash that like button and come back next week. Italy now.
Take a land and take